Welcome. I'm glad that you've joined me today. Every experience begins with a thought, and our experience changes when we change that thought. In this series, we will focus on the thoughts and emotions relating to special meridian points located along the sides of the spine and corresponding to the vertebrae. They are called Huatuojiaji points. Each point connects to specific areas of your body and nervous system, and we will be working on opening the Huatuojiaji points along the spine to increase qi flow and activation of the nervous system so that your body has access to all the life force and information it needs to heal itself. I will help you to do this through Qigong healing and the use of forgiveness and affirmations. L3 is related to issues of the ovaries and prostate. Yet, the source of distortions in this area is really related to how you see yourself and the relationship you have with yourself. So the real issue when L3 is blocked and in pain is our own self-hatred, abuse, and guilt, which is also what affects the Sacral Chakra, and the L3 is the most important in this. So by clearing this stagnant energy in this point and infusing it with life force energy, your body will have what it needs to correct and harmonize any dysfunction that has accumulated over the years, especially with the L3. So life happens whether we choose it or not, and it can have a great impact on how we live our lives or view our lives. We will identify areas where energy is inflamed, stuck, stagnant, and refusing to flow because of old beliefs, dependence, controlling experiences, shame and humiliations, fears, stories we tell ourselves, people in our lives, the lifestyle we live, and attitudes and demands. We will focus on beliefs that your mind is ready to embrace or release, where it is ready for change, progress, and transformation. Embrace these thoughts. Feel them deep within your body, your mind, and your soul, and allow them to penetrate deep into your heart. Because you are absolutely worthy of every virtue. You are worthy of every life-giving belief. As you hear these statements and let them into your heart, they will transform you gently, profoundly, and bring greater and higher good in your life. So take a deep breath and we will start. Place your hand on your chest, touching the two fear points with your thumb and index finger. These spots may be tender, so hold your hand here and you may massage the points if they are tender. Or you can hold your hands in prayer position at your heart space. This is particularly effective if you're holding rare earth magnets with the south pole facing your right hand. Or you can use a piece of quartz crystal, jade, or selenite. Imagine now that you're looking into a mirror, looking into your eyes and talking directly into your soul. In this moment, speak this maxim to yourself with the care and compassion you would give to the most apprehensive of beings. So repeat after me. Take kindness and benevolence as basis. Take frankness and friendliness to heart. Speak with reason, treat with courtesy, act with emotion, and accomplish results. Now let's say this one more time, this time speaking it into the L3 vertebrae, increasing the life force with honest kindness and respect for its importance, place, and function. Take kindness and benevolence as basis. Take frankness and friendliness to heart. Speak with reason, treat with courtesy, act with emotion, and accomplish results. Okay, we will breathe after each statement, consciously creating a new pathway of response and allowing the energy to freely and lovingly flow. So carefully listen to each statement. Try to repeat after me in your mind, but if it is too fast, carefully listen and embody each statement. Take a deep breath. I give myself permission to bring up and address the unconscious beliefs that have kept me stuck in patterns of response that bring harm to myself and others. And breathe. I give myself permission to forgive the people and institutions that have influenced my beliefs when they have encouraged distorted ideas, even when they believed it was good. And breathe. I forgive those in my life experience so far who intentionally or unintentionally caused me harm because of their own broken and distorted interpretations of life. And breathe. I forgive myself for my incorrect interpretation of the love and care offered to me by those who truly wanted to show love. And breathe. I ask others to forgive me when I have hurt or caused harm because of my mistaken interpretation of reality. And breathe. I forgive myself for any resistance I have towards embracing all that is good, lovely, and precious. And breathe. I forgive myself for believing that miraculous transformation, healing, change, and opportunities only happen after long, toiling effort, self-degradation, or that they don't happen for me. And breathe. I embrace all opportunities, gifts, and love that flow to me without hesitation or skepticism, but with thankfulness and gratitudes. And breathe. I give myself permission to surrender and allow for the highest and greatest good to come to me, transform me, and remake me. And breathe. I forgive myself for distorting my alignment with myself, with the great Creator, and with great nature, because I do not know my true self. And breathe. I give myself permission to accept my true self and clear the blockages that keep me distorted in my physical health, my emotional health, my social health, and my spiritual health. And breathe. I give myself permission to take responsibility for whatever comes into my presence with gratitude and calmness. And breathe. I forgive myself for knowingly or unknowingly creating the emotional and physical patterns that block my flow and connection to myself, to heaven, to earth, or to humanity. And breathe. I give myself permission to grow and evolve by giving up the stories of the past so that the universe can write new ones. And breathe. I love and accept myself now as I begin to understand and accept the corrections to any false programming and beliefs I might have received as a child. And breathe. I love and accept myself as I align myself to think and feel in the way the universe thinks and feels, accepting the miracles that flow through me, around me, above me and below me. And breathe. I love and accept that the universe is highly flexible, and I can be too, because when I'm flexible, which is in harmony with the universe, I am open to the infinite possibilities, and then possibilities will appear. And breathe. I forgive myself for believing that ugly things deserve hate and extermination. And breathe. I forgive myself for hating that which was created with purpose that I don't understand. And breathe. I forgive myself for hating the body that was created for me. And breathe. I forgive myself for feeling ashamed and embarrassed by my body. And breathe. I forgive myself for rejecting myself in order to separate myself from the pain of the past. And breathe. I forgive myself for believing that if I reject myself first, then anyone attracted to me will reject me too, keeping me safe. And breathe. I forgive myself for believing at my core, it is all my fault. And breathe. I forgive myself for believing that I have to live with shame of who I am to remind me of my failures. And breathe. I forgive myself for being afraid to let my true self shine. And breathe. I forgive myself for believing that I am so worthless that I choose relationships to perpetuate that pain. And breathe. I forgive myself for running away from painful situations instead of meeting them head on and resolving them. Breathe. I forgive myself for avoiding my own self-hate by running away or distracting myself. And breathe. I forgive myself for believing that the only way to accept myself is to hate and punish myself. And breathe. I forgive myself for hating my body and denying my source of creativity. And breathe. I forgive myself for feeling indifferent and separated from the masculine within me and also the feminine within me. And breathe. I forgive myself for being afraid to live up to my true potential and just giving up. And breathe. I forgive myself for believing that everyone only declines with age, and I have missed my opportunity to truly and honestly develop my greatest possibilities. And breathe. I forgive myself for withholding love, acceptance, and respect for my current expression in this life. breathe. I forgive myself for closing myself off to all the creative possibilities that I can engage in. And breathe. I forgive myself for believing that if I am exposed, I will cease to exist. And breathe. I forgive myself for allowing the pride of my ego to direct my fears. And breathe. I forgive myself for stubbornly holding on to ideas and beliefs that only cause me shame and humiliation just to be alive. And breathe. I forgive myself for rejecting the ideas and beliefs that raise respect and adoration for who I am and what I contribute to humanity. And breathe. I forgive myself for refusing to give in to loving my whole and complete self. And breathe. I forgive myself for pretending to love that which I truly hate. And breathe. I forgive myself for hating what is sacred and beautiful. And breathe. I forgive myself for not being honest. And breathe. Without the need to hate myself and to squander my own creativity, I am free to have the power, strength, and knowledge to handle everything in my life, perfectly aligned and supported in all things. And with the power of my divine consciousness, I now create connection and harmony with all things in myself and in my world in a way that inspires kindness, friendliness, honesty, and goodwill, flowing genuine love and sincere compassion to all that is in my range of influence, and freely offering connection from the brightest place of my heart. So take in a deep breath and release all that does not align with truth. And may this truth set you free in all things. Take in a deep breath and release. You are now creating new alignments, stronger and more powerful beliefs, letting go of the stories of the past and creating new and supportive, harmonious ones to manifest the peace, happiness, and calm that is divinely gifted to you at all times. I leave this blessing with you today. May you be blessed with a wise and compassionate guide who can accompany you through the fear and grief until your heart has wept its way to your true self. And as your tears fall over the wounded place, may they wash away your hurt and free your heart. May your forgiveness still the hunger of the wound, so that for the first time you can walk away from that place, reunited with your banished heart, now healed and freed, and feel the clear, free air bless you in a new face. So smile and feel the peace of love and freedom as you start making a positive difference in your world.